everybody and welcome to another Amphlett Reviews. Today we're doing a collection update for February 2021. It is already the end of the first week of March. Unbelievable, it's gone so quick. I do apologise for the lack of content recently. I've just been doing other stuff and been a little bit busy. But I'm here to do a collection video. I've got my Young Master review coming up soon, guys. And I'm also working on a breakdown review and possibly a Justice League.
Didn't think you were real.
Your guilt's have become your reason.
Hate is useless.
I will come for my great prize.
My birthday's in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be 28. That's pretty crazy by itself. I'm getting close to that 30 marker, getting scary. I'll just say a big thank you also to the new subscribers that have been added to the channel recently. I'm up to about 106, 107 subscribers. Really big intake over the past couple of weeks or months, I would say. So thank you everyone who subscribed, who's commenting, liking, and interacting with me. It really is appreciated, and the fact you're liking my videos really means a lot to me. It really does. So please comment down below for any more content. If you want to see more Hong Kong reviews or any kind of other mediums, please let me know, so it gives me an idea to kind of work on in my spare time. So yeah, for this video, as my usual setup is, it's something I picked up in February. It's something spilled over from January. Some of the Blu-rays are early birthday gifts. I have got quite a few pre-orders also from US imports. So, Event Horizon, the Scream Factory edition kind of thing. And there's a few other games and Pacific editions I really want to get during May. May seems to be the holy crap month in the sense of, the best kind of pre-order releases, in terms of films and games and stuff. So that's going to be a really crazy month to get content in, so I'm very excited for that. So let's get to the video itself. Let's talk about my collection update for February 2021. For the new subscribers to the channel recently, I kind of do this kind of signature move on my kind of collection updates where I kind of show off my Hong Kong and foreign movies first, being the fact that kind of most people on the channel are subscribed for the kind of Hong Kong content and reviews I do. So this is kind of the pile for the month. As I said in previous videos, I don't keep every single film I buy. A lot of the ones I do pick up, I want to kind of risk and kind of check out for myself for the first time to get the 4K scans, all the extras, and if I like them, I will own them. If I don't, I will sell them on to put towards something else. First up we have is the Keshi's Keno collection, which I absolutely butchered that name, I do apologise, and terrible pronunciations. This is the kind of BBFI kind of dual trilogy pack. These are not a trilogy film set itself, these are just 3 individual movies from the director himself, which I have never watched any of his films. Violent Cop, I've heard a lot of good things, Boiling Point, I've heard a lot of good stuff. This Japanese kind of comedian, actor, film writer, director extraordinaire. He does a lot of big topic movies like spirituality, crime, justice, nasty violent films as well kind of thing. This is an 18. It even says on the back, contains strong bloody violence and strong language and sexual violence. So yeah, this is a guy that doesn't hold back from his kind of material, and he really wants to explore his kind of themes. Whether I like these films, I don't know. These are kind of a risk purchase, but this is a really gorgeous little set. I kind of know the actor from Battle Royale. He plays the kind of school teacher, and that's the kind of thing I know him from. I don't really know him as a director or kind of, talking point kind of thing. I know of his movies because a lot of people talk about him and always give him like really high rated kind of reviews in that sense. But I'm very excited to check these films out and see what I think of them. The good thing about this is a BBFI edition, which if you don't know, BBFI is the British Film Industry or Institute, I believe, in the UK, which do a lot of London film festivals. They do a lot of kind of like Q&As. So if you've got a box set by the BBFI, it's kind of like our Criterion. It's kind of very high, prestigious kind of thing. It's a very well received films that they want people to talk about kind of thing. Films that like they want the British audience to go out there and check out kind of stuff, which is really interesting. So this is kind of the first BBFI box set I think I've even owned, to be honest, which is crazy because a lot of their movies are very 70s, 80s, very indie kind of movies in a sense. So I might have to check out a few more. But this edition is fantastic. Yeah, it's really nice and blue. I love it. You got a nice little booklet there, which really goes into the information there, which is really cool. Put that down there. You get a nice little hard, little slip case there, which is great. And you get the films there. And show a bit more there. And there's all 3 films. So yeah, the Keshi Keno collection, which I probably butchered again, but whatever. The complete 3 movies of his directed lineup. I'm very excited to show these films out, guys. Please comment down below on your thoughts and opinions. Next up is Mad Detective from Johnny To. A fantastic film, a really interesting thriller that's unlike anything I've quite seen before within kind of Hong Kong cinema. I did a review and kind of talked about his kind of previous film what he did before this called The Throwdown, which is a martial arts drama, a really great film. Definitely something everyone should be checking out. It's a very unique film. I really did enjoy that, and the kind of the attitude he went for that in terms of the comedy, in terms of the kind of the drama and the characters. This film is quite different from this, as he did this the year after. And this is a straight up thriller with a bit of a twist to it. It's basically a detective that is very much in tune to kind of crimes. He kind of knows who the killers are, or the criminals are, and he's a bit mad in a sense. He's a bit strange. He kind of cuts off his ear at one point. which kind of shows you that. It's very early on in the film, so no spoilers there. But yeah, the rookie detective that worked with him back in the past, kind of thing, is kind of recruiting him to kind of take on this kind of case about 2 police officers, and it kind of goes from that point onwards. But I don't want to review anything about this film. Please go and check it out. I might do a review on this, kind of just talking about it a little bit more, kind of my thoughts and opinions, maybe a spoiler kind of review in that sense. Kind of discussing this, because this is a very unique film. It's something I think I've not quite seen before with any kind of media. Maybe a few similarities with other kind of other films, maybe slightly, but it's a very original, very unique kind of thriller with a bit of a twist to it, kind of thing. So this is a great addition from Eureka. This is Masters of Cinema #2. This is one of their very early kind of releases they ever did for Eureka kind of lineup, which is quite crazy. This is another print edition as well, so if you can find this for a good price, please pick it up, check it out, see what you think, support the film. And speaking of Johnny 2, I have this Election Volume 1 and Volume 2. Not seen these films, I know very little about them. I know about Tryout Wars, I think it's on DVD because they're very, very cheap. And they are doing a third one. I think Johnny 2 is doing a third movie, which I think is pretty crazy, because I think it's meant to be like 5 years after the second one or something, I think. I'm not too sure, but I've heard very good things about Election and Drug Wars and a lot of his other movies. My friend Will from Hong Kong Cinemas helped me out with a few of his movies as well, which is great. Helped me kind of seek out some of these editions, because they're quite hard to get access to. Not available on streaming, not available on Blu-ray or DVD, so I'm picking up the ones I can and kind of seeing what I think of them. But so far, I'm really liking Johnny To's kind of work. He's very specific. He's kind of like another John Woo in a sense, but not really action, but more drama, character-based stuff, which I love. I've heard these are really good. Looking forward to checking out both Election Volume 1 and 2. Next from Hong Kong Pie, we have his Tai Chi Master Jet Li film, we have his Dragon Donnie Yen, and we have his The Iron Monkey, which I previously showed in my other collection update, but this time I managed to find the limited edition slipcase, which is ultra rare, out of print, hard to find, and also with the booklet as well, which is great. This is a great find. I sold my previous edition, which I had last month, to pay for this. Managed to get this for a bargain price. Check out the film, check out my review, see what your thoughts and opinions on it. The Iron Monkey, this limited edition slipcase version, which is great. The other 2 films, Dragon and Tai Chi Master, not seen this film. It's a Jet Li film. I know it's meant to be pretty crazy. I got 2 awesome stars right there. I know it's meant to be kind of like another kind of period kind of martial arts film, 19 minutes, I believe. Apparently it's not really known for its story, it's more known for its action, very heavy wire work, lots of cool kick-ass action. I know nothing about this film. I heard it's just a really cool film with Jet Li, and yeah, just a lot of kick-ass in it. It's from Dragon Dynasty, which they do a lot of the kind of Hong Kong movies like Fist of Legends kind of thing, and I think they did Legend as well, another Jet Li film, so they do quite a few of these editions. And the other one is Dragon Donnie Yen, which is a film I have seen. This is a Sainsbury's exclusive, which was released a long time ago. Managed to pick this up for about £3 in CX, a second-hand store in the UK. I watched this actually with my friend recently. Fantastic film, still holds up really well. Just a really good drama. It's very much in the line of the IP Man movies. Donnie Yen is a fantastic performer. He really shows how much range he has in terms of a fighter, as an actor. The best way to describe Dragon is think Sherlock Holmes meets a martial arts film. That's the kind of way. It's a 1917 film set during the kind of time period within that kind of, you know, martial arts kind of community. And this guy comes in and he's investigating Donnie Yen's character, which is kind of the local town hero has stopped a couple of robbers or very nasty kind of criminals, and he doesn't believe him, and he kind of investigates the kind of crimes, and he's kind of very Sherlock Holmes and kind of seeing the crimes. A very interesting investigation martial arts film with some big topics, big ideas about chi kind of stuff as well. Great fight scenes, great drama, great performance. Donnie Yen is killing it yet again. Another great film from his kind of lineup of films, which is fantastic. Now we have some Jackie Chan goodness. We have his The Young Master, the complete deluxe edition. We have his Dragon Fist and The Foreigner. This I've talked about plenty. I got a review coming up soon talking about this edition itself and the film, like what my thoughts and opinions are. Absolutely gorgeous edition from 88 Films. Really deluxe edition. If you don't own this already, if you're a fan of Hong Kong cinema, fan of Jackie Chan, get this while you still can, because it will go out of print very soon for sure. And the other 2 Jackie Chan films don't disappoint also. Dragon Fist is an early 88 films release. They kind of did a lineup of 4, like, you know, Battle Street Brawl kind of thing, or The Kill with Intrigue, and that kind of those kind of movies. Some of them don't quite work, unfortunately. I watched all 4 movies, including this one, and this was the best one out of the lineup. This one definitely uses Jackie Chan a lot more to his strengths compared to some of the other movies I've seen in his lineup. This one is a revenge drama. Very kind of a really investable story, a great story, a great villain. Jackie Chan's character is really interesting in this one kind of thing. He kind of wants revenge for this kind of Grand Master that kind of killed his father and disgraced his kind of family. He's been seeking this for like years, been training for years for this, and it goes places. It's not a traditional you know, typical kind of bad guys kind of thing. It's a very kind of complex manipulation, you know, two clans want to kind of battle each other, you got a revenge plot in the middle of it kind of thing. Jackie Chan's character is really interesting, he's really demonstrating a lot of vulnerability, he's very awesome in the kind of the fight scenes he does see him in kind of thing. Very unique film. I love the supporting cast as well. This edition is great. It features the limited edition slipcase, which is great, and it has some art cards in the centre there. This is one of the very early kind of 88 film releases. Dragon Fist is also a birthday gift from my friend Richard, who picked this up for me for my birthday. Thank you very much, I do appreciate it. It's one of the few Jackie Chan films left to pick up that I actually do want to own in my collection, that is. This is a great film, really surprising. If you haven't seen Dragon Fist, please check it out. I might do a review kind of talking about it and kind of like celebrating this one a little bit more, again, the kind of word of mouth out there. But yeah, Dragon Fist definitely delivers. The other film is The Foreigner, a fantastic Jackie Chan film. This is the US import edition, which features the Blu-ray and DVD inside. Unfortunately, in the UK, it's only available on the streaming service Netflix. It didn't get a cinema release, didn't get a Blu-ray, didn't get a DVD or anything. Really shocking, because it's a really great film. It's probably one of the best modern kind of Jackie Chan films I've ever seen. A lot of his modern kind of Hong Kong cinema movies are absolutely terrible. I don't know what's going on with Jackie Chan's kind of aging or why he's doing this, but a lot of the modern kind of ones I'm seeing coming from Hong Kong or various different places, it's just a kind of paycheck. He's kind of wandering around, not doing much. They're not challenging him, not giving anything to do. He's just there for a face to kind of sell the film. Well, this film actually uses him. It's actually wrapped around this kind of terrorist plot in London with Pierce Brosnan as well, which is great. Jackie Chan has never been better, I think, from this film. Foreigner on Blu-ray from Jackie Chan. Definitely worth checking out if you've not seen it. Go and check it out. It is fantastic. It's a really good Jackie Chan film and a good thriller at the same time. Brilliant film. And the last of the Hong Kong movies today we have is The Last Who Are of Chivalry and The Hand of Death, one of the very early Jackie Chan films, probably the earliest Jackie Chan film I own in my collection. This is before he did New Fist of Legends. I think he did this slightly after the Bruce Lee kind of movies, he did the cameos for them in the sense. It's one of the very, very earliest Jackie Chan performances ever. And it's an interesting one. Hand of Death is a very early John Woo movie. This is a kind of a John Woo kind of collection, 2 early movies from John Woo. Hand of Death's pretty a standard kind of revenge drama. It's pretty good. I actually really like it. It's quite simple. It kind of, you know, it goes from A to B to C kind of thing, but it's really well done. It doesn't glorify anything. The final fight's very interesting. The consequences are very interesting. It's very John Woo in his style about kind of brotherhood and kind of like friendship and kind of, you know, revenge doesn't solve everything. It's a very different approach to kind of a 70s kind of Hong Kong movie that has actual consequences and actually has stakes involved. It's a very interesting watch. I look forward to talking about it more, maybe in a review or something. But definitely want to check out for Jackie Chan and for John Woo at the same time. Great film. And the best one of the box set is, of course, The Last 2 Are of Chivalry, which is absolutely fantastic. This is a really, really great film. An honest surprise, because during the start of this film, I didn't know what I thought, and then when it got into it, once you got into its story and its characters and its twists and turns and what it was trying to say, oh man, this was an interesting one. It definitely was a nice surprise. I didn't expect this to be as good as it was, but Last 2 Are of Chivalry is definitely one of my favourite John Woo movies. Of course, an excellent release from Eureka as well. This features a kind of slipcase version. The actual slipcase edition itself is quite common. I don't think it's had a print or anything. I don't think many people actually know this edition even exists, if I'm being honest, because it seems to be so common in terms of kind of its release, in terms of Amazon or eBay kind of thing. But it features a slipcase, which is nice and gorgeous with the artwork there. Show you more, and you get the one artwork with the Last 2 Are of Chivalry, but you can reverse it to the Hand of Death artwork if you prefer, and you have the double discs there, which both forms. And as you can tell, which I'll show it quickly, is the alternative artwork, which is great. So you can select the kind of artwork you want for the film you want. Great little double pack. 2 very early John Woo movies. If you know this channel, I've been talking about John Woo for quite some time with his kind of Hardboiled the Killer and stuff, and nice to see a bit more of his movies. You know, Hero Shed No Tears also was quite a good one as well, I quite enjoyed. But yeah, great addition from Eureka double pack. Definitely pick this up, check it out guys. Last 2 Are of Chivalry and Hand of Death. Next up we have is 2 Steelbook upgrades. We have is The Guest and Your Next on Steelbook Edition Blu-rays. This is basically just an upgrade for the Steelbook editions because I really like these editions. I only will get Steelbook for films I actually really like. If I can, or I happen to just get the Steelbook, then that would be a difference obviously, but these are going for really, really cheap. Saw my previous versions and just pick these up. If you've not seen these ones, I have covered them on my channel a long time ago, back when I was in college, but basically these films are great. I really enjoy both of these editions. These are from Adam Wingard and his kind of writing team. Your Next is a good kind of modern take on the slasher genre. A lot of great music, a lot of great OG actors kind of thing from the old 80s kind of movies. Great female protagonist, it's really kick-ass. Really, if you like a slasher movie that has a character that knows what they're doing and it doesn't make silly decisions kind of thing, this is definitely going to impress you. It's definitely the better version of Ready or Not, which is more the comedy, I would say that kind of film is. This film definitely delivers the goods in terms of a slasher film, into a kick-ass film, great 80s throwback. You're Next, definitely check this one out, guys. And The Guest is a personal favourite of mine. I don't know how people kind of feel about it these days, or if even people know about it, but a really good kind of throwback to kind of Terminator and kind of like, you know, kind of sci-fi movies and kind of thrillers. Just a character that kind of inserts himself into his family's life, and he is kind of not all there in a sense. There's a bit of a past to him, something a bit off with him kind of thing, but the way he does, the way he acts, the way he talks, and the way he kind of intercepts a situation is very interesting. It definitely goes places. I would say if you like the kind of the Bourne kind of identity type stuff, if you like that kind of horror angle, kind of Halloween, kind of Terminator kind of vibe from the 80s with great characters, great music, great performances, definitely check this one out. It's a really cool little steelbook there. And you can say that, awesome. Yeah, You're Next and The Guest Steelbook editions, great films. Go and check them out, see what you think. Next is Elysium Steelbook. This is the Blu-ray version of the film. I put the 4K disc inside, basically upgrades to 4K, which recently came out in the UK, which is great. This and District 9 are really fantastic kind of 4K transfers, really top-notch sci-fi movies, great performances. This has got Matt Damon. If you've not seen Elysium, go check this one out, guys. Next, we're going into kind of superhero territory. We have this Batman Beyond: The Return of the Joker. This is the German import edition. Got this for a really, really cheap price. They kind of reissued this version once again for the US and Germany and various kind of other places. Not the UK, of course, obviously. This features the uncut version, full 1080p version of the film, which they did after the kind of the original series. Very interesting kind of backstory. This had a limited kind of US release on Blu-ray. It's going for crazy money now, but they have re-released it, kind of reissued it in a sense to get more copies. Weirdly enough, the kind of the Blu-ray for the animated series Batman Beyond, the remastered one they did, which I'm currently kind of rewatching, even watching the original animated series, Batman series, is great. They did put the DVD on there because the actual Blu-ray itself was out of print. They couldn't even put the Blu-ray inside the kind of a mass-produced kind of version on the actual edition, which is crazy. Plus, there is a kind of debate back and forth, which is the correct kind of aspect ratio, which is the correct version of the film, because the original is the kind of 4:3 aspect ratio of the film. Well, this version is the full widescreen in full 1080p with the full glory look and colour palette and stuff. I do think this version is definitely a lot better. It's the full uncut version. It is definitely widescreen, but it is the full intended kind of version of the actual film, and it's special in that sense. I think this is definitely the one I want to watch, especially the fact I'm watching all the others on Blu-ray as well. So why would I want to downgrade to a DVD if I have to for the sake of it? So yeah, this is just basically just kind of fill in the gap, fill in the collection. So when I watch the kind of Batman Beyond animated series, I can jump onto this Blu-ray edition itself, which is great. Moving on to Marvel now, we have the Fantastic Four double pack collection, the first movie and the Return of the Silver Surfer. Yep, definitely guilty pleasures for sure. Just very early kind of Marvel movies, very early 2000s. Strange approach to kind of both movies and how they kind of tackled the characters and the kind of the drama and the action kind of thing. I think the first movie is actually pretty solid. I have included the extended cut version on DVD because the only way to get that version is on the DVD set, which is a much more it's a longer version of the film, but it fleshes out the characters more. There's a bit more action, a bit more explanation to kind of the what's going on in terms of that film. I think the first film is actually pretty solid. I actually quite like it. It's a 4 people, you know, it's a drama, they're going through changes, a kind of super origin story, kind of trying to figure out their powers. There isn't much crime, which is kind of the common complaint. There isn't much kind of like them going out and do stuff, but Doctor Doom is one of my favourite villains of all time, and he's really badass in that first movie. I think he's really, really cool, and I think he's pretty badass in the second film as well. I did rewatch the second film recently. Yeah, it's still got problems. Yeah, it's still a bit all over the place kind of thing in terms of direction it took. It's definitely more of a light-hearted kind of friendly version, but it kind of balances kind of dark themes with kind of Galactus and planet destruction, all that kind of stuff. So I'd be very curious to see what the MCU do with these characters and hopefully do a better job compared to the other reboot that happened a couple of years ago. Yeah, good little double pack. I basically just put this in a kind of 4K case and did a custom kind of 3-disc job there. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, Fantastic Four movies, guilty pleasures from early 2000s Marvel movies. Got a bit of a soft spot for them because I grew up with these movies. But yeah, what do you think of these ones? Comment down below, curious to hear your opinions. Next up we have some X-Men goodness. We have a Deadpool Steelbook. Pretty much I've got a kind of Steelbook collection of kind of the X-Men movies, the ones I actually really like. I think the only one I don't have in Steelbook is Origins, which I don't particularly want still, if I'm being honest, and I got the X-Men kind of trilogy on 4K, the little kind of mini box set. But all the others I got in Steelbook editions, and this one was the only one I had the exception kind of thing. So it looked a bit odd on the shelf, and as the kind of consistent kind of, you know, freak I am in the sense, I had to get this. This is pretty cheap, it goes for about £5, so perfectly fine. I waited and waited and waited, found for a good price, and it looks nice and snug on the shelf with Deadpool Steelbook and the other Steelbook editions on the shelf itself. So yeah, pretty standard Steelbook edition. I kind of like the artwork, it's quite simple. But yeah, nice to finally have it on Steelbook and kind of complete the collection in Steelbook form. The other two X-Men films are First Class and Logan. The only difference is this time is the 4K version. So I got the 4K transfers a little while ago. So it features the Blu-ray and the 4K disc inside there. This is a Play.com exclusive. I have talked about this in a previous video. Basically, it's a Blu-ray version of the films. Put the 4K disc inside with the Blu-ray, which is really cool. And we have is the Logan HMV exclusive Steelbook, which I've just placed the actual 4K itself inside the case with the 4K black and white version, which I probably will never watch because I don't really get the trend of kind of black and white versions of films. This looks absolutely phenomenal. It's actually gorgeous on 4K with the colour scheme, the blood and stuff kind of thing. So why would I want to watch that in black and white? It's kind of not my thing. Same with Mad Max, same with a lot of these other versions coming out recently on kind of black and white, but Parasite did the same thing as well. I just don't really get it, personally. If it's a black and white film, great. If it's not, I'll watch in colour, yeah. So yeah, Logan and First Class Steelbook Edition Blu-rays with the 4K discs inside. Fantastic. Next up we have some Kevin Smith goodness. We have the triple back version US import of Clerks 1, which I've actually not seen. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back and Chasing Amy, got a fantastic love story there. This is the Region 3 set edition, great version. And we have Clerks 2 Special Edition DVD, because the Blu-ray version of this is practically out of print. It's very, very hard to get. And we have Good Will Hunting, fantastic film from Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, which can buy them kind of thing. Really brilliant from Robin Williams as well. I definitely will be looking out to get more rats in the US import from Arrow. It features the kind of limited edition slipcase and features the new kind of 4K scan, which is the best version of the film. There is a kind of German version. I think you can get a DVD in the UK, but that's about it. It's very hard to get. But that version is the new re-release, which I definitely want to own. And also get Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, which surprisingly in the UK is kind of out of print. It's gone. They had one specific kind of release from HMV, and it's kind of ridiculously overpriced now. But you can get the US import for about £10, so I will eventually hopefully get these movies, but I'll get them when I can, or when I see them for a good price. So yeah. Next up we have is Spartacus DVD, which I don't know anything about. I know it's got Val Kilmer. I know it's a thriller film. Basically I got this for nothing. It was the apartment complex I kind of live on. I kind of put a couple of Blu-rays and kind of DVDs downstairs for people to kind of pick up and they can own and can watch, because I do have a lot of doubles, or sometimes the films I don't really care about too much, or I just don't need it anymore. So instead of me selling it, I'll either give it to a friend or kind of pass it on in that sense. And someone was doing the same thing. I had a load of DVDs downstairs and I picked this one up. I've never heard of it before. I know it's a thriller with Val Kilmer. I've seen the poster a few times, but no idea what this film is, no idea if it's good. So yeah, looking forward to check this one out. Sparta on DVD, yeah. And the other game I picked up is No Man's Sky on PS4. Again, low expectations, no idea what this is. Me and my friend want to play this online. You can get a free PS5 upgrade, which is fantastic with all the DLC for free, it's great. Just an exploring game as a mind, just kind of mining kind of materials and just having fun with an online kind of partner. So yeah, we're looking forward to checking this game out. Next up we have is Breakdown. This is the imprint exclusive version with the limited edition slipcase. I have covered a previous version of Fire in the Sky, which I talked heavily about that film. I will be doing a review and Blu-ray review for this edition, talking about the kind of the new 4K scan and all the new extras. If you've not heard of Imprint, go and check them out. This is an Australian site. Basically, they're our version of Arrow in a sense, in a weird way, which they do kind of like brand new editions for films that people have been after for a long time. And they've done two, Breakdown and Fire in the Sky for me personally, but they have done quite a lot of other films that I've heard about and never got the kind of 5-star treatment, never got the Blu-ray release or DVD release properly in the sense. Great to have this version on Blu-ray and actually own it. Great slipcase, which of course has the kind of the year there on the spine there, which is great. And we have the artwork there. Yeah, packed full of extras, new extras from the director and kind of, you know, video essays and stuff. And you got Kurt Russell there, really cool, really good. Kind of the Hitcher style kind of thriller in the sense, very kind of, you know, that kind of idea of being in the desert, being in the middle of nowhere, and kind of a situational film. You got to step up and do something. It's a very different take on that kind of genre. There's only a couple of movies that managed to succeed in that. The Hitcher is obviously the best one. Wolf Creek 2 is fantastic, and this one's definitely up there as well. Kurt Russell's great in this film. It's a really nice, tight thriller. Really delivers, packs a punch for sure. Great edition. Yeah, Breakdown on Imprint exclusive Australian version on the new 4K transfer. Next up we have is Hudson Hawk, a great film I watched a couple of days ago. Still holds up, still is better than I remembered. A film that is absolutely hilarious. I don't think I remember the last time I've seen Bruce Willis smile, dance, sing in a movie like this before. This is a passion project from him. If you know anything about this film, he wanted to make this film for a very long time. He wanted to kind of recapture his kind of moonlighting days, his TV work, his comedy work, and this still is so funny. I don't understand why people don't like this. If you haven't seen this, and if you want to laugh, if you're a fan of laughing and just having a fun time with a film, Hudson Hawk will definitely deliver. Next up we have is True Lies on Blu-ray, and we have Fargo on Blu-ray as well. Basically, True Lies, this is a bit of an interesting one for me. I only picked this one up because it's recommended from a YouTube channel that kind of did a review for this, and they really talked about the edition and kind of what was going on. I did my own bit of research. Basically, this is a Spanish imported version. There is actually a HD version of the film that was TV broadcasted. Now you can get kind of like HD versions or 4K kind of editions on kind of like streaming services or TV kind of broadcasts, and there was a HD TV broadcast at some point, you know, America, UK, whatever kind of thing. It just happened quite a lot, and they basically took that HD kind of broadcast and put it on a Blu-ray, which is illegal actually in Spain. You can actually sell this. Is from an Amazon version. This is from Amazon. Shocking. The film isn't going to get a 4K transfer. It isn't going to get a Blu-ray officially properly anytime soon because James Cameron is selfish and he won't release that film. Same with The Abyss. So for the meantime, I will settle with this version, which is a pretty nice HD version. It's definitely better than the DVD version I've got. And Fargo, just a really good Coen Brothers film. If you've seen their movies like Blood Simple, kind of No Country for Old Men, True Grit, just great brothers, great film, writer, directors. I don't like all their movies, but the ones I do like, I really like, and Fargo is just really funny. I have got the TV series, the first season on the way as well, because I really like that season. It's kind of an anthology show that kind of just separate stories within kind of Fargo. It is sort of a semi-sequel to this movie, but it has its own characters, its own drama, its own stakes, and it's like kind of isolated one-off season in a sense. Fargo is just a great film, just a good murder mystery. Two more of the Blu-rays we have is Bruce Almighty, and we have The Craft. This is just a free Blu-ray I got from my friend Alex, which he didn't want to do more, so thank you very much. Craft, I actually really enjoy this film. I think it's pretty fun. I didn't expect this to be as fun as it was. It's a pretty 90s, definitely 90s kind of movie. Really interesting kind of girl power movie in a sense. Really great for characters that I wouldn't say necessarily are kind of like, you know, inspiring kind of, you know, kick-ass female characters. You know, I'm going to root for them in a sense, but there are characters that have flaws, they have problems, they have personal issues in their lives they kind of want to fix, and they're kind of young kind of you know, witches in a sense. You know, they kind of want to create a coven. This kind of girl comes along from, you know, gets transferred, and she's quite powerful, she's quite in tune, and they kind of siphon off her kind of sense to kind of create magic and wishes and desires they want, but obviously messing kind of reality, messing with people's minds, getting things that you want has dangerous results, and it goes places, definitely for sure. I won't ruin too much if you don't know about it, but yeah, The Craft, The Craft, a complete honest surprise, a good 90s film, great performances, a really kick-ass soundtrack from the 90s. Next up we have is Amityville Horror Remake. This features Ryan Reynolds. This is the US import edition. I think it's region 3. I think it's an MGM release, so it is a region 3 set, which is great, which features the kind of all the extras from the DVD version. Just a nice kind of, you know, Blu-ray upgrade I wanted to get. I actually quite like this film. I haven't seen the original in a very long time, so I don't know if it holds up. I don't remember it holding up very well. I know the sequels after are terrible. The Amityville Horror series is a very strange one for me. I don't particularly like them. I think they're quite goofy kind of horrors. Maybe it's overdue for a rewatch, but I know they keep milking that franchise to death. I know it goes to TV movies, to kind of straight to DVD movies, but the remake was pretty solid. It's a nice kind of modern approach to it. We have 3 more Blu-rays now, guys. We have is The Founder, we have England Empire, David Lynch, and No Escape. These 2 movies are birthday gifts from my girlfriend. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. The Founder is a really great film. Michael Keaton, absolute phenomenal performance. This film I've watched about 5 times. It is the kind of the origin of McDonald's in the sense, the kind of the guy that kind of stole the idea and made it into the kind of the international kind of success it is now. Just a great film, just a powerhouse performance from Michael Keaton. He should have got some more recognition for this. Great supporting cast, really funny kind of satire, kind of, you know, biography kind of movie. If you've not seen this, please check it out because it's definitely worth watching. This and Gold with the 2 most surprising kind of, you know, Wolf Street kind of style kind of movies, but just a really good drama about a con man that steals an idea and takes it for what it is. It's great. Michael Keaton is absolutely phenomenal in this film. England Empire is the infamous kind of one to don't watch of David Lynch. I've seen most David Lynch films now. This is one of the last ones left, apart from Straight Story. I'm very excited to check this one out. I know it's meant to be a bit insane, meant to be a bit maybe terrible, like unwatchable. I've heard every sort of review, every sort of criticism under the sun for this film. Absolutely no idea what to expect. I've seen clips. That's it. I know it's about nearly 3 hours of pure chaos. I know the backstory of this film, but I think it is time to soon watch it. I really like his other movies, so this is going to be very exciting for me to watch and kind of see what I take away from it, in a sense, with kind of the lowest expectation possible. Inland Empire, apparently David Lynch's most unwatchable film. And next we have is No Escape, a very cheap Blu-ray pickup. I got this for like a couple of quid. No Escape, just a really nice, intense thriller. If you've not seen No Escape, please check it out, because great performance. We're going to have a Pierce Brosnan film. You've got Owen Wilson. Just a character that goes to a foreign land. He's there for business kind of thing. Things there to do a trade deal with the water. A civil war breaks out, and they got to escape. It's as simple as that. It's super intense. It's a Family Guy that has to really step up. It's really well filmed. A lot of great action. It's not typical kind of action. It's just a family that needs to get out before they are killed, and it's simple as. And last but not least, we have the complete Resident Evil on 4K, all 6 movies on 4K disc. I only picked this one up because it was dead super cheap, and the good thing is I can make a profit if I don't like these movies. If I don't want to watch them, if I don't want to own them again, I can just sell it and make my money back very easily, because the US and the UK 4K box set editions, features the Blu as well, is ridiculously expensive. Going for about £100, I think, easily, but this version was easily about 20, 25 quid. Ridiculously cheap. I can get this for about double my money back if I really want to. But after watching Monster Hunter, the kind of Paul W. Anderson's kind of latest movie, I actually quite enjoyed that. I thought it was really dumb fun. I wanted to re-explore the kind of Resident Evil movies again, because the last movie was not great. These movies, again, are guilty pleasures. These are not traditional good movies in the sense these are just films to watch for entertainment purposes, but they got a lot of style. It's got a lot of great music, great performances. It's got some good cinematic kind of popcorn movie vibe to it. He makes popcorn movies now. That's what he does. He doesn't go for a dramatic kind of dark tale, which you do with Event Horizon. But if I'm going to watch the Resident Evil movies again, I figured let's get for the 4Ks, new transfers, which apparently are really good. This edition is from Finland, which is all 6 movies on 4K, no Blu-rays, which is why it's super cheap. Yeah, and you got all the movies there on the editions. A nice little kind of impact version, which is quite surprising. They kind of packed all 6 movies into one little box, which is quite surprising. But yeah, all 6 movies on 4K, meant to be really good transfers. I'm excited to check these films out, and if I don't like them, I can sell it. Simple as that. So there you go, guys. This is my collection update for February 2021. My March update will be quite significant with the kind of new pickups I will be getting, with kind of my birthday gifts and stuff kind of thing. Have you seen any of these films? What films would you recommend, guys? Please comment down below. I will be working on my breakdown review, and my Your Mastery review will be coming out in the next couple of days, hopefully so as well. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoy watching this video. Please comment down below, like, subscribe. Until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Amphlett Reviews, signing out.